What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm George. Today we got a special one for you guys. Only need one club, and that's the putter. Today we're going to be going over some tips and drills on how I've gotten a lot better at putting over the years, and we're going to give an inside my brain on how I read greens, some tips that hopefully will help you guys read greens better. But we're going to keep this intro nice and short for you guys today. So with that being said, let's head to the practice putting green and get this thing going. All right, so we're on the putting green. We got our chalk line. Now it's time to find the straight putt. So I'm going to set this camera down, go through some trial and error, and find the straight putt so I can draw this about, let's say 8-foot chalk line. All right, we got the straight putt right there. Hold it down, got the straight putt, lift it up, voila. We got a lot of chalk, yes, but we got our chalk line. For all you guys asking, DeWalt chalk line. Got it at Lowe's, maybe $5, maybe $8. So yeah, go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, find you a DeWalt chalk line, and get after it. The putting stroke feels nice today. Let's go. All right, so come take a look. So the reason I like the chalk line is A, it gives you a line to kind of putt through. If you push it or pull it, you're gonna miss and you didn't start on the line. But it also acts as a guide. So look there at the white line. It matches up to the red line. So if it's pointed too much this way, obviously I'm not lined up center. If it's this way, I'm not aimed up center. So it's a good alignment tool as well. It's very easy. So yeah, that's another good reason why I use the chalk line. All right, now we're gonna make this chalk line a little bit harder. We're gonna add in a little center strike variable to the practice session today. We're gonna be adding some putt dots to my putter. Hold on, let me set this up and let me explain why I use what I'm about to use. All right, so here we go. You can see these are little plastic raised, there we go. So if you hit one right here, not in the center, well, first of all, we gotta peel this off. Voila. So now we have two little dots there. They're raised. If you hit one a little off center, it's gonna go boinging this way, and if it hits it over here, it's gonna go the opposite way. So the only way to not hit one of these things, you gotta hit a center strike. So you can see it's lined up right in the center. Now, time to go roll a few putts with this. And this is a great tool, great training aid for working on hitting that center of the club face, which we all know is very important. All right, now to wrap this little session up on the practice putting green with a little game. We got two locations, a 4-footer and a 6-footer. We're gonna putt 5 balls from each location using the putt dots. So the goal here is to make 9 out of 10 putts, or really hit 9 out of 10 putts in the center of the club face before we head to the course to work on some green reading. Let's go. That counts, that was going in. I mean, that kind of counts. We kind of got close to that edge. Woo. Guys, if you want to get better at putting, just go do yourself a favor, get a chalk line. Get these putt dots or any other training aid that works on hitting in the center of the club face. And I'm telling you what, you're gonna see massive gains in your putting department. And they're two simple concepts. You don't need to work on putting arcs or whatever else. Just go get a chalk line, go get something that makes sure that you hit it in the center of the club face while putting. And maybe, and just maybe, you'll be able to roll some putts in like what you're about to see, some highlights of the channel so far on the putting green. Let's roll it.
What a pot.
Brayden, let's freaking go, come on.
There you have it, folks.
Oh, simmer. Oh, and it hits the hole and goes in. All I'm saying is it does not break as much left as you think. You're welcome for the readjustment of reed. Let's go. How do we end in a tie?
Okay, so here we are, hole 2 green, and it's a pretty good one to show you how to read greens or show you how I read greens. So the first thing I do, and that Dad's always taught me, is to find the low point on the green. And to do that, you kind of visualize, okay, if there was water on this green, where would it all flow to and circulate to? And this one you can see pretty clearly. So there's a huge slope here. So if it was raining, the water would be going all down here and flowing and settling somewhere in here. So this is the low point on this green. So we're gonna go to right here at this spot, and then start reading it. And what we're doing here is really trying to see the high point, which is way clearer and easier to see. And you see that slope right there? That is the highest point. Thus, it's gonna be breaking right to left pretty substantially. Yeah, so it's just way easier to gather information from the low point. You can really see things way more clear. And I'm gonna give you like a little vantage point. Now, if we were to go try to read the screen from the high point, it would be way more difficult to see all the slopes, as you'll see here in a second, or you might not be able to see, but just take my word for it. I mean, yeah, you can see the major slopes, yes, this one, but if you're looking at just the normal grade, it's tougher to see the super right to left movement, given you're this high up. All right, next thing I do, look for the grain, because grain, as you guys know or may not know, influences putts a lot. And if you're from bent grass, you probably don't know what grain is, but all it is the way the grass lays down. And if it's laying down, which down grain means the putt's gonna be faster and breaking that way into the grain, the blade's gonna be standing more up, thus making putts slower or just slower. So, and yeah, whichever way the grain's going, usually the putts are gonna be breaking that way to some degree, and definitely will be influenced by the grain of the grass. All right, so notice how the grass is chewed up on this side of the cup right there. That means the grain is going hardcore right to left and just making the edge of the cup all frayed. So that's how you know whichever way it's frayed, the grain is moving that direction. All right, so now we have all of our information. We've been to the low point. We have picked a high point and kind of the max start line that we want to use. And now, since we know the grain is going right to left, which is going to make this putt break even more right to left, whatever I see, I'm going to add a little bit more break due to the fact the grain's pushing it that way. And go from there. We're gonna pick our spot, go through our routine, and hopefully can this putt. And let's be real, we probably are gonna can it because it's on video. Maybe not. Maybe we will. All right, we got the low point like I talked about, and what I'm doing here is just really gathering information. And from here, you can see the breaks and the slopes way more defined and clearly. So I can now see the high point, which is on the other side of the green, a big slope. This is gonna be affecting the ball and moving it right to left, pretty substantially. So gather that information. Next thing I do, walk behind the ball. Here is obviously the easier and the more common place to read putts, but it's just another place to add information. And so what I'm doing here, I can really visualize a little more clearly where this ball is gonna be breaking and it going in the hole. Next, I pick out a spot where I wanna start the ball, given the speed that I choose. So I pick that spot, run it through my head a few times. I honestly love it. I visualize. Next, walk up to like a halfway point and then which I think is somewhere right here. And so I'm gonna be starting, the ball's gonna be rolling in, through this point. So what I do is just kind of take a few practice swings over that point, practice swings over that point, and really just taking in information and getting a good read. We got it from this perspective. And this one again, what I'm seeing is this slope right here going super hardcore from right to left, pretty aggressively, and it's gonna be pretty fast. And once it hits about right here is where, right here is where it's really gonna turn right to left. The last thing I do, check the grain. So as you can see, the hole is chewed up on this side, which means the grain is moving from right to left and in this direction, which means it's gonna break more right to left and influence the putt more so than if there wasn't grain. And then lastly, I just kind of gather my thoughts, really ingrain the confidence of my read, step behind it one more time, and then this is where I start my pre-shot routine. So let's get into it. Well guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Now go and practice putting yourselves. Take some of these drills and tips and green reading kind of thoughts and apply them to the golf course, apply them to your own strokes, your own practice sessions, and just try to get better at putting. Until next time, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below if you want to see more green reading stuff. I'll probably get Wesley to do a video on one of these because, as you guys know, he's one of the best on the PGA Tour that rolls his rock. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time. See ya.